Hytale is launching into early access on January 13th, 2026. And according to Sam himself, the team knows the game isn't ready. That's not a mistake, it's a decision. In his latest post, Simon lays out exactly why Hytale is launching when it is, what's already gone wrong, and what the community should realistically expect from early access. So let's break it down, calmly, clearly, and without panic. The most important thing Simon confirms right away is this: Hytale is not delaying early access. January 13th, 2026 is locked in, even though, in Simon's own words, the objectively smarter production decision would be to delay by 3 to 4 months. He openly admits that if they delayed, the game would be more polished, communication would be smoother, day one impressions would likely be better, but they're not doing that. Why? Because when the team stepped in to save Hytale, they made a very specific promise: launch without delays at any cost. And they are choosing to keep that promise, even if it hurts in the short term. Simon then gives context for just how extreme the last few months have been. In a very short time, the team merged roughly 300 development branches, modernized a 4-year-old code and asset base, scaled from 8 developers to 50 core devs, plus around 250 additional contributors, tracked nearly 1,000 bugs and fixed hundreds, added Mac and Linux support, and built an entire exploration mode that didn't even exist. This isn't polished work. This is survival level development. The subtext here is simple. If things feel rushed, it's because they are. This is the part of the post that really matters. Simon doesn't pretend things are smooth. He lists the problems directly. Name reservations failed for some longtime fans because they didn't have enough time to verify old email lists. The username generator produced unacceptable results, and moderation filters failed. The payment system is still having issues. Communication around pricing, modding, Steam release, and avatar customization has been unclear or incomplete. Blog posts and technical updates have landed inconsistently. Creators, server providers, and business inquiries aren't getting timely responses. None of this is hidden. None of this is brushed off. Simon's point is very specific. These are not mistakes caused by ignorance. They are consequences of moving this fast. The level of transparency is rare and intentional. Here's the philosophical core of the post. Simon explains that delaying early access doesn't just improve launch quality, it slows development. Maintaining a live product pulls developers into support work, slows iteration, adds overhead that compounds over time. In their view, polishing for another 4 months would actually hurt Hytale's long-term trajectory. So they're making a trade-off. Less polish now in exchange for faster updates later. That's why Simon uses the metaphor, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. They know eggs are breaking. They're choosing momentum anyway. Simon is very clear about what early access success looks like to the team. It's not perfection. Success looks like this. You start a world, and your first impression is, this is better than they said. As you keep playing, you notice rough edges. But at the end of the day, you still think, this game has a lot of potential. I want to come back. I want to see where this goes. And ideally, you get inspired to build maps, create mods, start a server, or experiment with content creation. This is not a finished game experience. It's an invitation into a development process. Another important confirmation. Updates are coming fast. Simon says the first patch will arrive within the first week. Early updates will be rapid. Pre-releases will be frequent. You may start on what he calls a 4-year archaeology project, but within months, the game should feel like it's evolving at a pace that would have been unthinkable before. That's the gamble. This is the emotional core of the book. Simon says their biggest fear isn't criticism. It's that people will forget #save Hytale. Newer players may not know why this early access exists, what the promise was, or why the team is choosing speed over polish. And if that context is lost, the team fears they're going to end up regretting keeping their word instead of delaying those extra months. This is Simon asking the community to help carry the story. So here's the takeaway. Hytale's early access is not being rushed because the team doesn't care. It's being rushed because they care about momentum more than appearances. This launch will be messy, some systems will break, communications will lag, some people will be frustrated. That's not an accident. It's the cost of keeping a promise. Whether that gamble will pay off, we'll find out together. If you want clear, grounded coverage of Hytale through early access, updates, context, lore, and analysis, subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. I'm Kaiden. Thanks for watching.